Sincere words, wake up people, according to Buddha, love religion, don't be superstitious, follow trends, or be ignorant of religion. Master Thong Lak teaches that mind is a collection of knowledge. According to Master Thien, this teaching is too concise or incorrect. Why so? If the mind knows, knowing means being conscious. So, one day, the mind will see where it is wrong, and then the mind will correct itself. This is something the mind can never do. And day by day, the mind becomes more and more immersed and passionate because of habit. For example, I was infatuated, but when I grew up, my mind became clearer. I realized my mistakes and corrected them myself. For example, I was often rude to my mother, but when I realized I was wrong, I corrected myself. I did not be rude to my mother anymore, and I loved her. Why did Buddha Shakyamuni teach to cultivate the mind? According to Master Thien, the mind is like a child. Even when we are old, the mind is still like a child, covered with a layer of greed and habitual knowledge. A good heart makes a good person, a bad mind makes us bad people. When we are born, our mind is taught to be corrupt, often originating from our thoughts. Therefore, we need to cultivate our mind, helping it to be free from the evil desires that cover it. The method of cultivating the mind is to use right intention, in harmony with the method of pure progress. Constantly reminding the mind. Thanks to that, the mind gradually gives up the greed that we are trying to cultivate. When the mind is free from greed, we become a wonderful, good person. Please visit thaytikkadituhan.net to learn more. You have the right to object that Master Thien is wrong. You should use clear, debating language to find the truth, and not stubbornly use insolent language to compete for victory in ignorance, okay, Thien. Through the above teachings of Master Thien, Super Monk Tung Van Huynh stated, Dear Master, the Venerable Elder taught that the mind is a collection of 3 knowledges, 6 consciousnesses, perception consciousness, and consciousness consciousness, that he taught that we should only use consciousness to cultivate evil consciousness and the remaining 5 consciousnesses. That means we must use consciousness to learn the knowledge of cause and effect to apply to this group of 6 consciousnesses, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, body, mind. If we do not learn the knowledge borrowed from the Buddha, we will not understand, will not know how to teach and train this group of consciousnesses. The knowledge of cause and effect is the understanding that the Buddha discovered and taught to humans. We learn from the Buddha, borrow the knowledge of the Buddha, then we apply it to our own dirty mind to release the mind. The above statement is the statement of a superstitious, sycophantic, flattering person trying to prove his intelligence, to exaggerate and embellish the idol of a talented person who is wrong. Such an action only causes the wrong to sink into darkness and obscurity. Do you know how powerful the 6 knowledges plus conscious knowledge are? Conscious knowledge is the absolute knowledge of right and wrong, but the mind knows nothing, practicing according to the Dharma without understanding anything about the mind. Then don't practice, it's useless. Knowledge is knowing. According to you, does the mind know? Absolutely not, the mind knows nothing. The mind is like a child, heartless, thoughtless. We are people studying religion. If something is wrong, then we should correct it. Don't just follow the wrong thing because of religion. For example, Master Thong Lak taught that practicing Buddhism masters birth, aging, sickness, and death, which is wrong. Birth has been birth. Buddha and Master Thong Lak have died. So, what is the purpose of practicing? Try to answer correctly. Do you know why today's medical students are better than the doctors of the past? That's because they don't blindly believe in medical professors. They see something wrong, they research, they analyze, and they find the truth. As for the monks, they are all ignorant and superstitious, absolutely loyal to the teachings of the monks. Therefore, monks are all the same. The older they get, the more ignorant they become. Because they just know how to hug the teachers' legs and go first. Look at social life. Every field is improving and progressing. Meanwhile, the monks became more and more ignorant and ridiculous. How can one be profound in Buddhist teachings, but not understand what Buddha Shakyamuni taught? How can one be profound in Buddhist teachings, but not know what intention is? Only knowing how to bow one's head, kneel, and beg into a vague, distant illusion, tongue statement. Yes, mastery, in my opinion, means unmovable, meaning not being afraid of the tragedy of birth, aging, sickness, and death. That means being calm, teacher. In the above statement, do you realize that you are making excuses to justify your wrongdoing? Bat Dong said, Tongue, the mind doesn't know anything, it's just used to it. If the mind knows right from wrong, it will correct itself. We don't need to teach it again. Master Thong Lak said that mastering birth, aging, sickness, and death is wrong. It means mastering this impermanent body, but in reality, we cannot master this body, we only practice to master the mind. Mr. Thien explained it exactly. So it turns out that in this world, there are also courageous monks who speak the truth, summarize, so that the monks will be aware of themselves and escape from the shell of superstition, otherwise, they will go deeper and deeper into the pit, thinking that they are gradually moving towards heaven and will enjoy the immense light. Thien.